Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nemechek of the Nemechek Navigator. This little clip is on how to figure out if the protocol is working. Okay. It may seem pretty obvious, but sometimes it's not for some people. And so I wanted to touch on this. Now, so we've got fish oil, olive oil, and you're going to balance the gut, most likely with inulin you're going to start, and then maybe in some other cases, rifaximin you might start, as we discuss in the other video. And so there's two things you can see. One is if you have bacterial overgrowth, if a child has bacterial overgrowth and the bacteria is making a psychogenic substance like propionic acid, if you have success in balancing, the birds and the fish that I talk about in the book, if you can separate that out, you'll get a little awakening. And that happens usually within, a few days to a week. Better eye contact, more aware, responding to their name, things like that. Now, sometimes bacteria maybe are making just a little of these chemicals or not much at all, and it's not real obvious, okay? And so the real important success, though, so you don't get discouraged if you don't see an awakening, is my point there. The real measure of success, though, is the 2 or 3 months later, what's happening. All right? Now, the brain recovers slowly, but it's very clear in that time frame that things start shifting. And what I mean by that is these deficient behaviors or negative behaviors. So you might see hyperactivity starting to calm down. You might see aggression starting to calm down. You might see your child might start socializing and engaging now with their siblings a bit more than they did before. In terms of language, you're going to have receptive language may pick up a little bit, and this is where they are understanding what you're saying more, like, hey, hand me the TV remote, and they're able to pick it up and give it to you for the first time ever. And then, so it's not going to be this stellar, like the curtains open up, aha moment. Now, I'll admit, there are those cases where I think the kid has very little developmental delay and injury, and they've just basically been stupefied by propionic acid, and you start the protocol, and we've had a couple cases where a nonverbal child comes downstairs the next morning and starts talking, okay? That's super rare, okay? What really happens is you get kind of an awakening, you gotta wait a couple months, and then things start shifting. It's not traumatic, okay? Don't be disappointed if your nonverbal child in 3 months isn't saying things. Like for speech, for expressive language, you first have to have receptive language skills. The child has to be able to understand these noises that you make, that we call words, actually have meaning. And then after that, so they go through this where they're more aware, they're understanding the words, things are coming along. And then later, over months, you might start hearing these words, 6 months later, little words start coming out, and then they start stringing them together. So don't define failure is that they didn't start talking in any way in 3 months, okay? You've got to look for the gains. Same thing, socializing. The last people they're going to socialize with are kids at the park that they don't know. Socializing starts with mom. Then they'll be dad, and then they'll socialize with their siblings. Then they'll socialize with a house pet. Then they'll socialize with unfamiliar adults. And then last are the children they are not familiar with. Okay? And so you have to look for that sequence and not simply say, they aren't playing anymore with the kids at school. It didn't work. When you might have missed that they have started playing with their sister, or, your friend that comes over, your adult friend comes over, your child now can stay in the room with them instead of running off, okay? You've got to look at these other aspects like that. And same thing, fine motor problems, you'll start, kids that are kind of gangly, With fine motor problems, you may start seeing their handwriting get better. Their ability, or not even handwriting, ability to just color within lines or draw shapes or use utensils. You'll see that get better. Gross motor function, these gangly kids that kind of run like a, newborn pony, and you start seeing them become a bit more fluid and less clumsy, a little stronger. So you see all that happening. One of the things that'll throw the parents is, as the kids are more aware, and I guess you could say gain more agency about their presence in the family, in the room, is they might get a little more agitated, actually, because they want something now. They aren't just, like a doll that you can kind of move around. They want to be engaged. They don't want to do what you want to do. They want to do something else. And so you might see at times a little more frustrated. They might stim a little bit more, but it's in the context of all these other things that are getting better. Those are just positive signs that the kind of independent thinking in the child is starting to take shape. And one of the other pointers is, if you see several things getting better, all right, that's because the inflammation in the brain has been greatly reduced. If that's happening, things do not simultaneously get worse at a neurological cellular level, okay? They can seem worse by what you're observing, like there's more stimming, but then, they understand more, their motor function's better, they're socializing more, but there's more stimming. That's not necessarily worse to me. It just may be a behavioral thing that they are, manifesting or reacting to things now in a way because they couldn't understand things before even to react, okay? So you got to look across the spectrum of things to decide if they're getting better. You have to listen to your teachers and therapists about what they're seeing, if they're getting better. And you got to put all that together, okay? And it's just that once you start getting that shift, it keeps going. It just keeps going and going. Now it might stop in a year, 6 years, if you hit a plateau with inulin, and then you're going to put them on rifaximin, and we'll keep going, all right? So that's how you have to try to look at this, okay, in determining success. Hope you find this useful. Again, I'm Dr. Patrick Nemechek of the Nemechek Navigator. Take care. Thank you.